Welcome to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Xander Kane and Android Virus. Hey guys, welcome back to the Cemetery Gates podcast. I guess, what is it, episode 4 and our 31 Days of Halloween challenge. And yes, we're very late with this, and that's okay. We're just
shit happens.
It happens, and we're gonna say fuck it. We're gonna give everybody what they want. We're gonna release 2 episodes this month of November, and we'll be releasing our last episode because I've been a lazy ass as well. Not saying that you guys have been, but work's been crazy. And but anyways, I digress. We're gonna do our last of the 31 Days of Halloween, our series, volume point 4.4, maybe? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. And again, kind of like the last episode, we did a whole bunch of films, and on this episode we're going to do 25 through 31, which will round out our 7 quick, I guess, I don't know, we'll do a little quick reviews tonight, some quick reviews. So we got some doozies your way, some stuff that was quite possibly offensive, some stuff that was a surprise, and some stuff that will polarize not just maybe us, but the podcast listening audience. So want to give a shout out to the Killer Reviews crew, who's back up and running on the chats now. Pretty much that's it.
Yeah, we just have like an old school chat room. It's basically one forum.
And everybody
I feel
talks
like
shit.
I feel like Butcher checks it once every couple weeks, and he's like 400 and something messages.
I can't catch up.
Like, do you guys do anything else?
Yeah.
Because I know sometime I'll look away for a little bit. I'll come back and it'll be like 70 messages. It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I gotta mute it sometimes myself, but
it's all good though. It's all good fun.
It's fine. So how you doing, Miss Mona?
I'm alive.
Just like that POD song.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
My knee fell off, and then I fell into a coma, and now here I am.
Back from the dead.
So alive.
But
yeah. Well, you're alive.
So I was just at a not to interrupt you, but this excited me because I was just at like a little pop-up little concert in the neighborhood, and the dude drove down here from Taos.
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah.
The fuck is he?
He was at some sort of retreat thing in Taos.
Oh, okay.
And then he drove to Florida, and then he wound up playing a show here with some friends of mine. So.
And we were like, hey, I have friends in New Mexico.
No, I didn't talk to him, but
he's embarrassed of us.
Just like no, just like a little singer-songwriter guy. I didn't know. I went for my friend.
Oh.
I had no idea who this guy was. So
he probably went to a mushroom retreat in Taos or something, or a paleo retreat or something.
But I immediately recognized Taos because we had talked about going to Taos at one point, I think.
Well, if you ever go to Taos, sir, you must come down here first and spend a day with me and Mona, and then you go to Taos.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, Mona?
You have to pay the toll.
Yes.
The toll.
We'll take you to the dirtiest, grungiest parts of the city.
It's my favorite spots.
Ghetto where live. We'll probably catch a murder.
Yeah. Right where Mona lives. We'll just take you to Mona's place. It's like, well, it's not too bad over there, Mona, but it is shitty, but not like, there's shittier. but it's
It's
pretty
like an
rough.
episode of Cops every day.
It is. But it's weird. You're by a school and then you're by like the Air Force base. It's just weird over there. But I would say like Zuni, San Mateo, San Pedro area is pretty fucking bad though too.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. I think in that area I scored some crack down there when I was in high school. All right, guys.
Well,
I
it's
know we're
still
on the
cracking down there.
crack-a-lackin'. All right, guys, we're on our Halloween hangover. And boy, it's been about a couple weeks, a little more than a couple weeks since we recorded. We wanted to get this episode out before Halloween, but life happens. So let's see if we can jog our memories about the movies that we watched. I picked 2 movies. Mona picked 2 movies. Mr. Xander picked 2 movies, and we all decided on the 31st pick. So let's go down the list, and I'm gonna start with my pick. Again, just to remind everybody, these are all movies that we decided we had never seen before collectively. So I went ahead and did Mr. Guillermo del Toro's 1995, right? Or 1993, 93, something like that. But Kronos. That's right, guys, Kronos. So basically, it's in Spanish. So we do have partially, yeah. But we have basically it's a Guillermo del Toro film, and I really liked it. First off, I'll just say that. But he finds an antique dealer. His name is Jesus. He finds he stumbles across the thing they call Kronos, and it's a 400-year-old scarab. It's like it almost looks like something that they would bury with ancient Egyptians. You know, it's like this. It looks like a golden.
You ever saw it's like the scarabs in the Mummy, honestly, a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like a golden beetle, but and then basically kind of gives a little bit of a backstory of what it is. But the dude, however, it was hidden or put away. It was put away.
Like a angel statue or some shit.
Wasn't it in the St. Michael statue, Mona?
Yes, it was St. Michael.
It was in the base of a St. Michael statue, and he finds it. It latches onto him, and it grants him use and eternal life, but also a thirst for blood. So it's kind of a vampire film in a weird way, but not. You know what I mean? Like it's a different type of vampire film. But then looking for this little scarab is Ron Perlman, who is working for his uncle, and who's dying, and he wants it. And Ron Perlman's uncle is really rich, and he has basically the instructions for this little thing.
But not the scarab.
Yeah, and he's looking for eternal life, and this guy who found it, he's a shop owner. He sells antiques. He's got a very good relationship with his little granddaughter, who's like probably 9 years old or 10, and then his wife.
She's great. I loved her.
She is, isn't she?
Yes.
And she takes care of him, and it's a trip.
Because she loves her grandfather unconditionally.
She does, and basically throughout the movie, Ron Perlman, the asshole, he was
great. He
is great, but he is a dick, though. Come on, I mean,
it was funny. You never knew if he was gonna like be your buddy or throw you off a cliff.
Yeah, he acts it really well in this movie, but he's looking for the scarab, and he knows this guy has it, and the scarab latches onto him, and it drinks his blood and gives him life. The old man Jesus, and wants to have sex with his wife again, and she's like, "Really, dude? You're like fucking 70. We ain't doing this shit." You know what I mean? It's like, but and it's weird. They're like at a party, and he wants the blood. Some guy was doing coke, and there was blood on the thing, and in the bathroom, and he wanted it, but Ron Perlman jumped him and then killed him, but it made it look like an accident. But he really did live, and his skin started.
It was so gross.
Yeah, I know.
He was he was licking the blood off the bathroom floor.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But Ron Perlman he's just kind of the bumbling fool a little bit, but also
The
hates his
bumbling
uncle.
muscle.
Yeah, he plays it really good, but he wants to look at like this old man died and the family thinks he died. Jesus, he's like, I don't want to die like this, but I'm dying like this alone. And it's a very deep movie. It's a Guillermo del Toro film, all the way through and through. Early Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I would say that, but the exception to that, well, to me, it's very Guillermo, but also not, because later in his film career, he fixates on colors a lot more and has like stronger color palettes. And like you'll notice, like in Crimson Peak, you see a lot of reds, and Shape of Water, you see a lot of greens, stuff like that. But this one didn't really have that feel, but it did have that. The story unravels like a Del Toro story.
It does, and not to give too much away, but the man starts peeling, and he's starting to look like a weird vampire like he what is it? He looks like
Dead.
porcelain, but like marble. And you see this theme like played out again in Blade 2 of the old vampire. He gave the old vampire in Blade 2 the same look. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I've read this somewhere as well. Like if you ever watch Blade 2 and the old ancient vampire, that's what that he looks like, this guy, if all the skin was peeled off. Like he's turning old, like porcelainly weird. So there's these weird little nods. Like it kind of seems like all of his movies are connected in a weird little way. I think we're going to find out 10 years down the line he's going to say all of his movies are connected. Like for real. But yeah, and the granddaughter loves him and wants to take care of him, even though he looks like Frankenstein / something else. And
Her toy box. She made him a little coffin out of her toy box.
I know how cute was that? So
Yes.
So not to give away the end or anything, because I highly recommend this movie. It was a pleasant surprise. For me, it was a solid 4 out of 5, just because it's a little dated. It's a little, I know the makeup could have been a little bit better, but I really enjoyed the film. Solid 4 out of 5 for me. So there you go. Check it out. Kronos. What about you guys? What'd you give it?
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Ooh.
I know. I think this is the stuff of classic horror films.
Nice. Good.
And
I'm glad you liked it.
I've been whining all month about horny vampires. Finally, something different. Original.
It was a very original vampire film.
It was sad, but there were some funny parts. Like, everybody in here was like, I don't know, appalling. The licking of the blood in the bathroom. There was a mortician scene, and he even looked greasy with his dirty wife beater, licking his finger to fix a dead guy's makeup. And then when Ron Perlman's on the phone, he's picking his feet and smelling his finger. There's just a lot of that in this movie.
It's just weird. Yeah, it's a weird movie, man.
But yeah, I loved it.
All right, guys, check it out, Kronos. So my next pick for this month, something I've never seen, a blind pick, and I'm going to start off with the tagline of the movie. It says, "Even a wrist that is strong and firm and holds up straight by day may become limp when the moon is full and the queerwolf comes your way." That's right, guys. My pick was 1988's Curse of the Queerwolf. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I fucking hate this movie.
Oh, wait.
Burn it.
No spoilers. We don't burn movies.
I'm gonna burn it.
No way. We don't burn nothing. Yeah, so.
Smash it? Can I smash it?
You can not like it. How about that? And not watch it ever again. And write your mean letters to Tubi for having it on there.
I am.
Yeah, so let me start off by saying this movie is super fucking low budget, okay?
10 grand. And shot on 8mm.
But that wasn't the problem.
10 grand, 8mm, 90 minutes. Larry and his horny buddy are just these 1980s horn dogs in LA. And they go to strip clubs, and they just like to get their fuck on. And Larry's buddy is what is he? He's a scientist, and Larry works with him, and they're just a couple of, let's just say they're pretty misogynistic guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they really are. I mean, and through and through. I mean, with the exception of like beating on women and having them make them sandwiches, they just treat women like, you know. I mean, they love women. Don't get me wrong. They just
Want to fuck them only.
that's all they want. They just want to fuck. So Larry and his buddy, his bumbling fool friend, who's a really nerdy guy, they take some chicks back to their place, and Larry meets a woman who he believes to be a woman, but is actually a transvestite. Again, I'm just reading this, not trying to offend anybody. Who turns him into a queer wolf by biting him on the ass. That's right. And he transforms into a transvestite at night when the moon is full. So there's a transformation scene where he turns into a woman, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
And
kind of everything.
And people hunting the queer wolves discover the transvestite at Larry's apartment, and they also warn him about a curse, about the curse of the queer wolf, and one of the guy's sons. He's like, my son, you know, but now he's this. And anyways, Larry meets a gypsy to help him out, and then he refuses. He doesn't believe her until Larry starts discovering that he's possibly interested in men now by looking at gay porno mags and whatnot. And Larry's starting to think that men are attractive, even in his man state. And then the first full moon comes out. He turns into the queer wolf, or and then basically the only way to combat this transformation is to look at a medallion with a picture of John Wayne on it and wear it around his neck, so he won't turn into a queer wolf anymore.
Just so fucking stupid.
And at the end, it turns out a bunch of dudes turn into the queer wolves at the bar. And yeah, they kind of, you know, he has a girlfriend, and goddamn, this movie's fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, I laughed at a lot of it, and Mona hated it because it's the queer wolf.
Mm-hmm.
But Mona did watch it with her friend who is gay, and he found it a little offensive.
Okay, a little. He looked all hurt.
Oh no!
It was fucked up. This movie, it was mean and cruel. And
So,
you could just tell. I was like, did this person ever meet a real gay person? But they were like clueless. And then the scene of the villagers hunting down the queer wolf, that was like terrifying in the most absolute wrong way. And I don't know, the humor in this was laughing at, I didn't see it as laughing with. I don't know. It was unbearable to watch for me. And I can't really watch the rough stuff, and I'm not easily offended, but this movie was fucked up.
It pushed your limits.
Yes, it did.
Wow. Interesting.
It was a comedy.
It was a comedy. Horror
But it
comedy.
was like, I don't know. This was like the worst movie I've ever seen. It was like blatant homophobia and transphobia.
Yeah, definitely. So this, so the guy that made this film made another film called Polish Vampire in Burbank, which is
I read about that.
Yeah, which is actually like pretty funny, but it's not like this. It doesn't have like the, you know, homophobic and anti-trans kind of vibes running through it. It's just a dumb like vampire sex comedy almost. That's absolutely astronomical. But yeah, I totally see how this could be. Like, I was reading reviews and stuff about this movie, and then like some guy was like, "It's not offensive enough to be terrible, and not terrible enough to offend." I was like, "Well, it is offensive enough to be terrible." I don't know what it means. Fuck that. But yeah, like I don't know, like everything out of that is just like grain of salt. Like it's just kind of shitty, but there are some funny things in it. But it's a weird fucking movie. The transformation is just kind of ridiculous.
The dog,
all
barking, and little puppy jumping up.
Yeah. And the hunter guys are just fucking awful too. Like it's fucking stupid. Like Like it starts off. I don't know, like it starts off at first and it's like kind of funny and holding. You're like, okay, and then it just gets like way and way overboard and over the top, and it just kind of like loses every ounce of entertainment for me there.
Author David Blyer wrote in his book TLA Video and DVD Guide, quote, "But while offensive to some, it is more harmless camp than incendiary hatred. Tasteless and raunchy, the film will offend many, but those looking for a sick, offbeat comedy will enjoy this movie." So, I don't know, like,
yes.
I mean, I think I talked to Mona and was like, well, I saw them picking, like, I could see it both ways. Like, yes, offensive. I mean, like, look, I mean, this was made in the 80s, and you know, a lot of that stuff was able to be picked on more and not accepted. But at the same time, like, I did feel like they did made fun of, like, hardcore, like, heterosexual guys too, who are like really anti-homophobes. So, like, I can kind of see it both ways, but it's a very divisive film. So I don't know, like, I just for the budget alone, the post-production voices that were used in it, because they did that, obviously, like, they went back and re-recorded. I thought his friend was hilarious. His goofy, nerdy friend reminded me like some of my friends' nerdy dads when I was a little kid. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
What did he say when he was out banging that chick? He was like, "Hey, what do you want? Potatoes or stuffing?" Like while they're fucking. Like, what the fuck? What? And you're fucking with food in the bedroom with the girl.
I mean,
God.
it's not that great, but it's notorious, and it's something that, I don't know, I think any horror fan would see. Again, Blind Pick didn't do this on purpose, but I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. It wasn't all that, but it had some funny parts. So, all right, what about you, Mr. Xander?
Yeah, I would think I gave it a 1.5.
Oh,
yeah. I think Polish Vampire in Burbank is by far the superior film for at least my memory serves. Or so, but yeah, they're both low budget 8mm SOV films.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Mona?
She gave it a -5.
Yes, exactly.
You didn't like it?
No, I told you it was the worst movie I've ever seen.
No.
It was unbearable.
She's obviously never seen
Las Vegas Serial Killer.
or Robo Vampire.
No, I have not.
Uh-oh.
Not yet.
All right. Well, you need to watch Robo Vampire. Then we'll talk, sweetheart. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Up next, we're gonna get into Mona's 2 picks. Number 27 of the month, the Devonsville Terror.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So what was this? 1983's 1983, and it was directed by Yuli Lamel? Is that how you say it?
LeMay.
Oh,
La
right.
Mer.
And he did 1980s The Boogeyman and a bunch of those awful serial killer movies in the early 2000s, like
What, like
Curse of the Zodiac,
gotcha.
Night Stalker.
Did he do the BTK one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I vaguely remember that one.
Let's see, what else? It stars Susanna Love. She was married to the director, and she was in The Boogeyman and a lot of other of his movies, like the serial killer ones. 1983's Brainwaves. Not very many movies after that until the late 80s. Also, Donald Pleasance is in it, but don't get too excited. He wasn't that great. For some reason, he makes everyone take their shirt off in this movie.
He's like, "Hey, come take a walk with me, but take your shirt off first." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. We got a guy on the table. Take your shirt off.
Let's talk. Take your shirt off.
Yes. What the fuck? So, let's see. It starts off like most witch movies or witch hunter movies that we've seen this month. Yeah. Villagers killnapping, torturing, and killing 3 women accused of witchcraft.
Yeah, three women with opinions get killed.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Te-
exactly what happened.
three women teachers teaching kids to think outside of the box, getting killed.
One was a scientist, one was a radio host, and
Like everybody wanted to bang the teacher though in that movie.
Well, yeah, she's
every
hot.
every guy in that movie, I swear that whole town was like the horniest town of old men in any movie ever.
Well, she was
yeah.
she is very pretty. I mean, she was the pretty girl in Boogeyman. I mean, it was the director's wife. Why wouldn't she get naked?
Fair.
And yeah, she is
Why
pretty though.
would she? Why not?
Why the f not? So yeah, they're just like a town full of like pissed off dudes at progressive women.
Yeah, it was. It was
Witches. How
Treated
dare
their-
they differently?
They treated their wives like shit. One even murdered his wife.
Oh yeah.
So no wonder this fucking town was cursed.
Yeah, it was
So-
very strange.
Yeah. And then what else happened? Help me out here.
What else happened? I know it's been a while since we watched this. They kind of go back and forth with, you know, like a curse on the town from another lady, and they definitely do some old school killing in this movie, right? Like the wagon wheel thing, or what is it?
Yeah, and then one was disemboweled by hogs.
Yeah.
And then there's
Which
the
is-
old burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually two tore ups. There's one where at the very beginning the dude gets torn up by hogs, and later the other guy gets torn up by dogs. Or not dogs. It's no, you're right, hogs, pigs,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck they are. Yeah, I thought that was cool that they did that kind of this. Almost redid the kill 300 years later.
They did. and it's like the dude's turning on people, and they're like really gleeful and joyful about killing these chicks. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get these women. You know, I don't know. It was cool, but it was like at the same time, it was like pretty violent.
Yeah, like
Kinda
one of the ladies does like the eye zap thing and makes the dude's head explode.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. There's an awesome face melting scene as well. There's some pretty cool effects and deaths by the hand of the witches.
And didn't we have to watch the VHS rip of this?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Yes. Yep.
And that floating burnt witch head that was floating around was creepy as shit.
Yeah.
That half melted witch head. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was kind of hard to watch because it was a VHS rip. I'd like to see it cleaned up, but I'm sure is there a cleaned up version out there, Mr.
There is
Xander?
there is a cleaned up version. I just don't have it.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it. But I personally I liked it okay.
I actually liked it a lot. So
Yeah, I think I remember seeing this in the video store a lot. Just like the cover was one of those. The cover didn't take like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of different covers out there, but I remember the cover being just like a screen grab for the movie itself. Right?
oh yeah,
Um,
it is. It's a total
yeah.
screen grab.
Yeah, so which was kind of, you know, kind of gives you a little insight to what the movie's like. So I didn't mind it all that bad. For me personally, I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. I'd like to see a better copy, and I'm sure the rating would go up.
Yeah, my rating's the same on that one, 3.5. I thought it was really good. I would like to. I would definitely watch it again. I think I missed some stuff in it, but I thought it was cool. It was one of the better witch movies for sure that we watched.
Yeah,
in my humble opinion.
it was.
So-
What about you, Miss Mona?
I don't know. Maybe in the middle of that, I'll give it a 2.5.
Oh, middle of the road for you, huh?
Yeah.
Why? Just no good? Too many breasts, or?
Yeah, because there wasn't. I don't know. I wanted revenge, but I don't know. If I say anything, I'll give away spoilers.
Yeah, it wasn't intense enough for you, revenge-wise.
Yes.
I
That
mean,
town needed to suffer more. There wasn't enough suffering, so I
It's
gave
like
it a
every
2.5.
man in that goddamn town needed to die.
Yes,
because they were all shit. Was there one good male character in this movie that was like a nice guy, or were they all shitty?
No. They're shitty or take off your shirt.
Take off your shirt.
I'm attracted to you. I don't know what it is. I'm drawn to you. You know, fucking in the grocery store. I just need to see more of you. And you know, very horny men in that movie.
Yeah, that was super uncomfortable. But the sad thing is, fucking dudes still do that to fucking women. Like,
Oh yeah, every day.
like
No
what
matter
the
where
actual
you're
fuck?
at.
I'm sorry, I gotta speak my mind like a man can. What do you say? I can express my ways in a way that a woman can't. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I don't understand what these dudes are saying. Worst game on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes.
Fucking guys. That's why it's good to be married. I don't have to deal with that bullshit. All right.
Fucking guys.
Fucking guys. All right. Okay, guys, let's go next. We're going to go to our next two picks before we get into our last one. But these next two picks, well, one we did Mona had to do a replacement because, sorry, we're going to do our next pick for Mona, my bad. But we had to do a replacement because we couldn't find it. So we decided to do 2018's Bloodfest. So... yeah, this movie, interesting film.
It was like another teen, somewhat slasher film, comedy horror.
Comedy horror. Yeah, you gotta suspend your disbelief a whole lot in this one. You kind of need to like, all right, movie's got Halloween vibes. You can't really pick it apart too much, otherwise you're gonna get no enjoyment out of it because it's completely ridiculous and unrealistic, but fun. I think.
Yeah. So you got
It was
a kid
directed by Owen Egerton. Is that his name? He was in it, and he was very annoying.
Which one was he?
The host.
Okay, so it was directed by him. All right. So, have you guys seen Rob Zombie's 31?
I have not seen that yet.
It's like that, but better. So yeah, basically, the movie starts off with the little kid watching horror movies with his mom. His mom's like, "Why do you like horror?" He's like, "Why do you like horror movies, Mom? Because they're cool, you know." And the mom gets killed by a home invader, and the dad's there. And doesn't he kill the home invader? The dad does?
Yeah, he shoots him. He just opens the door and shoots him right in the head in front of his son.
Yeah.
He's just walking around at home with his gun.
And then the son...
Yeah, middle of America.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
It's New Mexico, Mona.
We do here.
We do that here. People walk around with their guns on the hips here all the time. Yeah, and then the little kid wakes up, but he's now a teenager and he's in the house. I don't know if they still live in the same house, but he's a horror kid. He's a monster kid. He loves horror movies, and his dad's having none of it. Yeah, and his dad's having none of it, and his
dad's writing like bullshit books about like how horror movies are awful. And, like he's getting lots of. Seems like he's gaining notoriety in this world of like, anti.
He's like a famous psychologist.
Yeah.
And the guy who killed his mom or his wife was one of his former patients, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then
it's correct.
And they're supposed to go do something. Then he finds out his son has tickets to the fest, to the Blood Fest. Is that what it's called? What was it?
Yeah, it's the Blood Fest. Yeah, his dad had ticket. His dad had a big interview, and he wanted his son to be there and support.
Mm-hmm.
To say that he didn't like horror either. No one in his family would be caught at such a thing like Bloodfest.
Nobody.
And then lo and behold, Dad found his fucking tickets to Bloodfest.
That's right. And tore him up. Put him in the trash.
No.
But But the kid found his way to Bloodfest through some chick that he knew, and some other guy who the girl liked him, but the guy was a total douche to him, and yeah, it's like this huge like. It's not even like it's like a festival. It's like it's set up like a concert, an outdoor concert, but
yeah, it's like what did they say? Like 7 acres or 10 acres of horror haunts, kind of.
Yeah, it's like on a secluded ranch.
And this is when the real killing starts.
Yeah, so they're trying to like film, like they get everybody hyped up, and he's like, the guy that's doing the MC is like, oh, aren't you tired of horror movies not being scary anymore? Well, how about you live in one? And he invites some people on stage and asks them if they want to die, and introduces like this character that comes out and slashes these girls' throats, and then everybody's like, oh fuck, this is real, and they take off running in the woods. That's kind of when like the madness begins.
And people like these guys, like kind of like the beginning of like Running Man a little bit. They start cutting people up with chainsaws.
Yeah. Which is pretty wicked.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But like, it goes through like each trope, like, you know, because each little thing is, we're going to clown world, we're going to zombie world, we're going, and they have to kind of survive.
Vampires.
Yeah, and they have to survive each one, but it's a trip, like the way it breaks down, because like they're like. Yeah, this is like kind of like there's a control room and people are being controlled to be zombies and be vampires.
Yeah, it's like Cabin in the Woods vibes a little bit there.
Yeah.
Like the man behind the curtain controlling everything. And like and the dude has like people blackmailed for whatever reasons. He's got bombs strapped to people. He drugs people to like, you know, he does all sorts of shit to make these people do. That's why I was saying, like, you really kind of have to suspend your disbelief when it comes to like how this
and the vampires.
Yeah.
You just gotta turn your brain off and go with it.
You have like the Saw type of room, you know what I mean? Like there's traps and, you know, and it's super gory. The kid's a total horror nerd. And he's like, one of the guys running with him throughout this whole thing was like a slasher in one of his favorite movies, a slasher actor. And he's like, kid, fucking hate, you know, like he's so bugged with it, you know, like, goddamn.
Arbor Day killer.
Yeah.
He's the arborist.
Yeah. So because there is a surprise ending, a nice twist, a lot of different things. Kind of does leave it open, maybe possibly maybe there could be a sequel. Who knows? But I don't know. I mean, like Xander said, I mean, when I watched it, it's like you got to suspend your disbelief. You can't. This isn't. It's a horror comedy. It's a horror fan made this movie, obviously.
Right.
And for what the budget was, it was a fun little joint. I thought so. I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was very lighthearted for as gory and goofy as it was.
Yeah, and I actually liked the relationship between the girl and the main character, like their friendship. I thought she was great in the movie, actually.
Yeah.
She was a very likable character. She did some. She had like goo in her mouth. A lot of the black tar.
She was possessed.
Yeah, when she got possessed, I was like, holy shit. I thought she did a good job in her role. In her character's role, she did really good. She kind of stood out to me. I was like, oh, she's actually did a really good job. And kept me entertained for sure. But I think I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 as well.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 myself. So,
like, I feel like I would definitely turn it on again and just have it on playing in the background because there is so many just like random violent scenes. So very enjoyable.
So your pick, our next pick.
What Mona rate it?
Oh wait, shit. Sorry, Mona. What'd you rate that, bitch?
3.5. Agree.
We're on the same page. All right. So
Jinx,
pinch poke, you owe me a Coke. Yeah, our next one, 1031 Part 2, Mr. Xander's pick. So this is really funny, and I'm gonna kind of like.
I'm gonna be up front. I remember the least about this one because I was so fucking mad about it.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Because The
I was
first one
disappointed.
is really good, and this one,
Yes,
it's not good at all.
exactly.
The first story is far too long and makes no goddamn sense. And it was, I don't know, man. I typically don't shit on like low budget stuff ever, but man, this was a terrible follow up to the first one.
They were trying to make Grindhouse trailers, and they were like Goosebumps trailers.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Well,
Did
let
not
me
work.
let me preface by saying this is an anthology film, guys. So there's yeah. Oh yeah.
We
So
ran in here with the torches and pitchforks. Sorry.
yeah, and I do want to say something funny, and not to shit on anybody, but this is a really kind of a funny, ironic twist to this. So every Friday, there's a group of horror hosts on Twitter that tag each other. And horror hosts, obviously, is what I do on Android Vision. And there's horror hosts all throughout the United States, all throughout the world. I just happen to be New Mexico's only horror host when I do my Android Vision show. But it's funny that I am tagged along with the Queen of Screams, Malvolia, who actually introduced this movie. So the chick at the beginning, the Malvolia girl, who's yeah, I get tagged with her once a week on, and so I kind of was like, hey, I'm watching. She's all, enjoy. I'm like, okay. I was like, oh my god! I was all, to my surprise, Malvolia.
Is that who that is in there?
Yeah. Her name's Malvolia, but she's a horror host, kind of like what we do, but we do it better. Sorry. Anyways.
Oh, I know. I was gonna talk shit. I better not.
No, she ain't gonna listen to the show. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
say I wish she had more of a personality.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 stories. I kind of remember falling asleep a little bit in it as well.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's the vampire one. There's, what was the first one?
Far too long.
That zombie one, that reminded me like of a really bad Outer Limits episode.
Oh, the first one was like they want to possess her body, and that
one reminded me of House of the Devil.
Yeah,
a
a little
little
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Like,
super low budget, a little bit long.
Kind of boring.
I mean, it's okay, guys. Like, it's not that great. Honestly, I gave this like a 1 out of 5. Like, it's not cool. So
The one called Overkill, I think that was the best one. That one was funny.
Which one? That was the third one? Or the second one?
I don't know. I think it was the second to last.
Yeah.
And then Sister Mary, that just fucking confused me. I couldn't tell you what was happening. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Just some looked like a stripper nun having some problems. I don't know.
Most stripper nuns would have problems.
Yes.
Most, including this one.
Yeah. No, I would still give it like a 1.5. That's mostly because I like the first one so much. You watched the first one, didn't you, Mona?
Yeah, I really liked it. So
I know.
This one was so disappointing.
Yeah, maybe they'll try again. I mean, I would watch a third one if they made it, because from what I've seen, this second one's not very well liked compared to the first one. So I hope it doesn't take like the wind out of their sails and they don't try to make another one. Because I will see another one, but
yeah. Well, if they are going to make another one, why don't they just try to procure like you know what we should do? We should make our own, and then I'll host them. How about that?
There we go. Done.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, we can do it. I'm guaranteed we can do it better. Anyways, yeah. So let's go into your next pick, Mr. Xander. Number 30 for the month, 2019's Halloween Party.
Halloween Party. Yes. So, man, Halloween Party is about a college campus. A group of kids, and like there's this weird app going around, or people will get like an email, and it'll ask them what what scares them the most in the whole wide world, and they have like, I don't know, 20 seconds to respond in this little text box. And if you are untruthful or don't reply anything at all, a little witch will pop up on the screen and it'll say you're dead. And so
Dead.
if you confess like what is the thing you're scared of, it'll come kill you. Or if you're honest with it, it won't come kill you. But if you're not honest with it, what you're truly scared of will come and kill you. And everybody just thinks it's kind of stupid, and it's slowly like it starts knocking kids off one by one at the school. And this like super nerdy techie kid is called on for help from this girl who lost her roommate, and they're trying to figure out like where this email is coming from. They're tracking down the IP addresses, and there's a bunch of shitty fraternity dudes in it that are just assholes to the nerdy kid, and kind of gets him kind of in trouble later in the movie. But we do find out that where the school is, it used to be a facility for children with disabilities, and or not disabilities. They were drugged by some sort of chlorophaid, or I don't know, whatever drug it was, but they wound up being known as like balloon children,
balloon babies, and jelly children. That's a real thing. Look it up.
Yeah. And so they have like, as the movie progresses, you start seeing these kids like popping up, and you see all like the deformities of them, and basically they get referred to as the Halloween party in the film, because the kids wore masks to like cover up their deformities. And so it's just about them running around trying not to die, trying to figure out how to survive the Halloween party of these little kids. But so I actually like this movie a lot. To me it's missing a tad more atmosphere. Like, I think the story's cool and unique, but like I don't like how almost all of it takes place in the daytime, and there's no real there's not great music to it either. Like, I feel like this movie would be 1,000 times better with just a little bit more money. Like, I know it's a budgetary reason, that's why I don't really knock it. There is a little bit of humor here and there, and a little bit of millennial dialogue between characters, but
the guys were funny in this one too. What did that guy say? Where's the roofie party at? And then, hey, looking sexual. He's like, hey, guys really do talk like that.
And she walks into the computer room, and the kid's like, oh, look, a girl! The computer lab. But yeah, I thought this movie was mighty ambitious with such a small budget, and I think they actually pull it off pretty well. I would love to see other things by this director or writer. I would love to see this one remade with a little more money. It definitely it doesn't hit the Halloween mood very well, even though it's the Halloween party, like, set wise and stuff like that. But once again, that just comes back to like budget. So, but I really enjoyed the shit out of it. So what do you guys think? And I would give it I give it 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was really good. I admire the ambition and
3.5
attempt to do something good. So I will give all the respect to that all day long. So
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It had cheesy to no effects, and I like how the guy named he said his family's cat was named Captain Howdy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun one.
It was fun. I mean, for what it was, like you said, you could tell it's a low budget, Canadian film, and
oh, don't tell Heather.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
God damn it, guys! I gotta go eat my poutine. I've never had a good poutine, by the way, in New Mexico. Heather or Mona, if you could find one, let me know. But I've never had a good poutine in my life.
Ever in your life?
You know what poutine is, right?
Yes.
Yes, I've had great, delicious poutine.
Yes.
I have not.
It's French fries smothered with gravy, topped with cheese curds.
Cheese curds.
Yes.
Curds. Cheese nerds.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of places will put sage on there too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's the secret right there.
There you have it.
That's it. That's the big deal.
That's the big secret. Get some sage on that motherfucker.
That's the get right there. The
I mean,
get.
you can verify this with Heather. She'll probably disagree, but
Yes. So, anyways, yeah, I liked it. It wasn't bad. I gave it a 3.5. It was fun, like you said, and completely ambitious. I would watch anything else that the guy does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, very
or
very,
gal. I actually don't even know who directed it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
We suck.
Yeah,
We're
well,
awful.
forgive us. We were supposed to record this show fucking 3 weeks ago.
Oh Jesus, yeah, we're a little.
We have a Halloween hangover.
I know we processed these movies and forgotten about most of them, but our last pick for the night, guys. Our final film. We all decided to pick it together. That's right, folks. 2021's yes, Halloween Kills. Our number 31 movie for the month. We done it, guys. We did 31 movies this month. I've never before seen more movies. Good job, Mona. Good job, Xander. You did it.
Made it.
I'll get you guys something nice. I don't know.
Get us our medals, t-shirts,
Tamales.
tamales. Yeah, tamales.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Let's do this.
Are we doing tamales this year,
Friends
Mona?
of my mom for some tamales.
Is she? Oh, you'll be talking to her soon. Tamale season's coming up. Guarantee it. Yeah, guys. Halloween Kills is the direct sequel to Halloween 20.
That's what they tell us.
Yeah. So wait. Okay. So we got Halloween. Okay. So let me just try to. Okay. So we got the all Halloween OG. Now you have Halloween 2 right after the Halloween OG. Fuck that movie. Fuck all the movies. So in this universe,
all of them?
No, I'm not saying fuck them, but I'm just saying like, just forget about them. Timeline.
In a row?
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Hey, I've fucked 17 girls in a row.
And then you woke up.
No, it was only 3 in one day back in the day. It was great, but okay. It was. You know what?
Really?
It was awesome. And you know what? I gotta say, there was like.
How empty did you feel after that?
Oh, I didn't. I felt fucking completely fulfilled like a vampire. It was awesome. It was great. I didn't feel empty.
Your own personal Dick Kronos, huh?
Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, I'm the man.
I'm a big kid now.
Dude, of course I was like, yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, so okay, so you got Halloween 1 and then you had your Halloween 2017. What was it?
2018.
2018. That was the direct sequel to the first Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. So this is official canon, as they're saying. Okay, whatever. So this is the sequel to that one, and it picks up right where the other one left off with Michael Myers burning in the basement where Laurie Strode trapped him. Her and her daughters. They got him.
Daughter and granddaughter.
Daughter and granddaughter. Michael Myers is trapped in the burning basement. And
no way out.
No way out until the
fucking firemen come.
Fire department shows up. Fuck everything up. And this is where
it's the cops, so it's definitely a change of pace from reality. So
yes, and then this is where the firefighters come, and Michael Myers dispatches of about a dozen of them. I take that, maybe 6 or 7, but
yeah.
Which is like, okay, all right. So let me just paint this picture.
He's really, really mad when he gets out of that burning house. I'm just saying.
He's not feeling pain. The arthritis, he's having a good night with the arthritis because he's probably in his 70s. He fights like he's
keeping his bones warm.
He's fighting like he's Neo from the Matrix, and he's taking out 7 alpha firefighters.
No Matrix.
Well,
he didn't know Kung Fu, at least.
There was some He did some Kung Fu moves in it. So.
Wait till Halloween ends.
Yes, wait till Halloween ends. He's gonna move objects. He's gonna stop bullets with his hand, with his teeth. in that one. And yeah, so what they do is they try to give it a little bit of backstory, this is what I did like about the movie, how they painted some of the backstory with the cops and what happened after Loomis shot him. I shot him 7 times. But like Michael's just making his way back to his house, like his childhood home, and where he fucks up another couple cops, and there's some little bit more backstory, with one of the cops who accidentally shot the other cop, and he's now the cop who's the sheriff of the town. And then it kind of, like I said, and then it kind of gives some backstories to like some of the kids, and those kids were in the original Halloween movie. I don't know, like, and then they're like in a bar doing some haiku poetry and shit, and then what's his name jumps up on stage?
Tommy Doyle, I fucking hate this whole section of this movie.
Anthony Michael Hall.
This was like the worst part of the movie.
Like, okay, I like the fact that they've got Tommy Doyle and they got these other characters and they're trying to throw them back in, but the way they did it was so like, it was like cringeworthy to me to have him stand up there reciting on the Halloween night.
We're survivors. The survivors.
We couldn't have done something better than this scene.
Yeah. And Michael's
whatever.
Michael's he's on the prowl, man. They didn't.
It's also not a knock on Anthony Michael Hall. I just think it's poorly written through that section and not thought out.
And Michael's on the prowl. It's Halloween night, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in the hospital, and the town, they're sick of it. They're done. They're sick of the curse of Michael, and they're gonna rise up. And Michael does take out the original nurse who was in the first one, and then he starts taking out other people that were in the first one, the original, and there's a park scene where some of the kids, the I don't know, like, look, first things first, I can pick this movie apart and just talk about how, like, it shit on the original, which I feel like it did completely. Now, taking that aside, right? Taking that out of the element, let's just pretend. The kills are really good.
Yeah, I like the eye gouging scene. It was great.
Yeah, that's what I enjoyed about this one.
I thought the kills were really good. I thought the story was really lacking. My favorite parts of the movie, I love the couple who lived in the original Myers house.
Yeah, Big John, Little John.
Yeah, Big John, Little John. Those guys are great. That was like one of the shining moments of the movie. I really liked them.
And then when Jamie Lee Curtis stuck the needle of Activia in her ass to make the pain go away.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, I love when the girl shot herself in the face.
Oh.
Because the door, Michael Myers kicked the door.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
I just don't feel like this was the Michael Myers from... I mean, I guess it's another take on him, and
yeah,
I don't feel like this is what the original Michael Myers would have done. I don't know. I mean, I get that, like, it's a calling card to the original, and they brought in a lot of the original cast. John Carpenter signed off on it. Even the guy who plays the original Shape is back. And he's in his 70s.
Right. Nick Castle.
And I just, and the whole ending was just...
What about the lady with the iron?
With the iron? Remind me.
A lady brought an iron to beat Michael Myers, like an...
Oh,
iron.
yeah, at the end, yeah.
Like to iron clothes, not a tire iron.
Yeah, that whole ending, man, like, it just took this weird turn. Like, the more evil that you feed him, the more energy you give him. He's like a vampire, and it just really jumped the shark for me. And I'm like, God damn it, like, fuck. Like, I mean, again, the kills are great. I'm not even saying like the direction was good, the acting was good. I'm not saying any of that. Like, just story was awful, dude. And it just took the. I mean, if look, I'm gonna say, if you're pissed off about fucking Rob Zombie's Halloween movies.
You should be pissed off about this one too.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Don't.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you should be pissed off about this one too. It's a different Halloween movie. I don't know. We'll see where they go with the next one, but wasn't that great. I gave it a 2.5, to be honest. Very middle of the road. Maybe even a 2. I think I'm going to go with the 2 on this one.
I had it at a 3, and then I rewatched it yesterday, and I was like, no. I bumped it down to 2.5. Yeah, it's okay. It's entertaining.
Yeah. So,
Good
what about
stuff.
you, Miss Mona?
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, but I was disappointed how I really liked the one before this one, how it was serious and the brutality, and then you watch this one and you're like, what the fuck? What'd you do? You just like, it's like they gave up and made a comedy. So
Yeah.
I'm in the middle. I'll give it a 3.
Oh, how nice of you. You're generous, ma'am. Very generous. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to like it more, and it didn't. It just really jumped the shark for me. And again, like I said, I'm gonna just leave it at that. Like, look, if you're one of the haters of the Rob Zombie films, then you're just hating to hate, because this one is just as weird and off-putting as the other ones.
No,
in my
it's
opinion.
very different.
Well, not different. I'm just
There's
saying.
no rape and vulgarity, unnecessary vulgarity.
But
There's no Donald Pleasance taking people's shirts off in this one.
And
No, there
greasy
isn't.
people that look like Rob Zombie.
But Mona, that H2 was pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right.
Better than the first one, in my
Way
opinion.
better. Yes.
There was no
You
rape
are
in
correct, sir. And you might have changed some minds, some
I
stubborn minds.
it. I think I made them think.
They chugged the Kool-Aid.
It wasn't the Kool-Aid. It was the case for it. You know what I mean? It was the look, man. You got to look. This movie's a lot deeper than just a movie. But this isn't a Rob Zombie 2 rant. You could listen to that show.
Worked. You turned someone.
I did.
Who'd you turn?
I'm shocked.
Tell him.
You tell him. I'm not telling on him.
Nudie.
Oh, you did turn him.
He won't admit it, but he did for like 30 seconds. He's like, whoa.
This movie fucked me up.
He's like, you got me all fucked up.
Yeah. It was great.
I don't know, I'm all fucked up. Like I got, because he's forever since that movie. Fuck this movie. I hate this movie. And we watched it, and Mona, me, Sam, Mona, and Willis checked out. Willis already went into it. He hates it. Hated it through and through. Sam had never seen it before. She enjoyed it better than the first. And then I kind of like didn't plead the case for it, but did have to give some like background about the movie itself and why it turned out the way it did and why it is the way it is. And kind of changed some minds a little bit. So I don't know. But this one's okay. I'm honestly, I would, if it was on TV, I'd watch it again. I really would.
Right, yeah.
I'm not going to shut it. Next year, it'll be on, like, whatever pops on, whatever streaming service, HBO, whatever. I'll watch it. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. It's just weird. It just didn't really check all the boxes for me. Big John and Little John, great though. Love those guys. And the gore.
Oh man, and those little shitty kids that fucking fake stage that choking on a razor blade in front of their house. I'm like, you little motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, was it the kids with the Halloween 3 mask?
Yeah. Those little fuckers. So, yeah, it wasn't bad, guys. So, hey, we did it. Another year down. Another year down, and thanks for listening. And we'll be back sometime soon with back to the old. And Mona, thank you for sitting in with us this year. We appreciate.
Yes, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Yes,
all month long.
All month, and we'll have you back again, Miss
Yeah.
Mona. Absolutely.
Don't you worry.
Don't worry. We will have you back again. But yeah.
First 6 months off.
Yeah, 6 months off. We'll see you guys next year.
For all of us.
Bye.
For all of us, yeah.
Yeah.
There's been times before. I think the first year we did this, I think we didn't record till
January.
January. But then, like, last 2 years, we did it like the week after.
Yeah. Well,
We're like, whatever.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it more off air. But all right.
No
Good
worries.
night, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in.
Thanks for being patient and
Talk
listening
to
to
you
this. Bye. Hey, Corey Von Chaos.
Bye, Corey Von Chaos. Love you. Bye.
You've been listening to the Cemetery Gates podcast, featuring Android Virus and Xander Kane. Follow us on Twitter at Android Virus, at Xander_Kane, and at Cemetery Gates 66.